and will hopefully be on in the future. And that is Jeris's Corner. Chris is his real name. Chris, how are you doing, bro? And are you excited for tonight?
Yeah, I am. I haven't done this since ProTech channel. Maybe it's like a couple days ago, but you know,
Okay. I
so
got you.
I'm
I got
definitely
you.
ready. I like doing stuff like this.
Okay. How excited are you for the start of training camp today?
Finally,
Well, with players and
finally,
coaches reporting. Okay.
finally. Because I'm assuming that we won't get into it later on the show, but I it's I camp gonna make or break for a lot of players for me, especially one player in particular that's keep getting hyped that shouldn't be hyped. But we gonna get into that.
Chase Young. All right. So the one thing though, before we even get on to order of business, I will say right before watching this video, I caught up on a very special video that Chris uploaded onto his channel, top 10 content creators among the Washington football community. And I didn't expect it to be top 10. I get that, but this guy did not even put me as an honorable mention. My guy, what is
You
going
want to know what's
on?
crazy?
Honorable mention?
You was, but I was rushing to do my to make the video, and I already made it. So I pre-make my videos, and I already made like that whole picture of whatever. And the website I use, whenever I like exit out of it, it deletes all my stuff. So I can't like go back to that particular one and like re-edit it. Otherwise, I literally have to do the whole thing, and I already like edited the video and stuff. So, but I noticed that like right after I made it, but I definitely was gonna have you in the honorable mention.
It's all good, bro. I'm just messing around. But if you guys haven't seen the video, go check out the video. Go check out Chris's content across his channel. I made sure to incorporate the link in the description. But I do want to get to before the football talk, bro. You called out the goat. Called out the goat, Louie T. I mean, he's been a guest on this channel. He's been a guest on Protex channel. He's been a guest on other channels, and I know you're just waiting. You're patiently waiting your turn. But I think the time might be right for Louis T to hop on, or as you said in your video, Louis T to hop on. So
The
I don't
lowest,
know,
lowest.
Lois,
I mean,
the lowest T.
here's the thing, right? You watched the whole video,
Yeah, I watched the whole video. That's why I
so
commented.
I'm not the only one that said something, and I think
Yeah,
people continuously try to make it out as if I'm the one who said everything when I specifically put the video inside the video.
mm,
Like, and this is what people don't understand. People been wanting to see me versus Lou. At least other content creators in the Washington community wanted to see it. My subset religiously continues to keep asking me this. This dates back to when I first started. I'm not the same YouTuber I was then. I kind of calmed down. I used to be fiery like a hothead. And
you telling me you're not still fiery?
nah, I'm more enthusiastic, but that's more so. It's not natural as it used to be. I more so forced that, to be honest with you. It's not as natural as it used to be. Back then, it's like I'm fiery, and back then it was like everybody want to see because we all know Lou has that fire too. So it happened back. So I just like read let's just up the ante. Like you know what? Let me just try to make it happen. He said
Mm,
something. Why not? And I did it for a bigger reason as well. But I get into that if you want me to.
yeah,
But
get
it's
into it.
like okay. Well, I'll just go ahead. But you know how like boxers have like a little super fight or whatever, like a press conference and stuff like that. That
Yep.
was my way of bringing that to YouTube. So Lou do like the little debates, but I'm thinking like if you could like have other content creators shoot at other content creators, bigger content creators, you can make like a fight, and then you pick a date for everybody to do this. You build up the hype and things of that nature, and then like boom, you have like a whole like audience sitting right there ready to listen like a live. So for me, my whole thing was like bring like the element like a super fight kind of thing, like promote up to the debate. Like we don't have that, and I felt like that was me trying to like, you know what? Let me promote up to the debate. Let me like hype it up. Let me sell
Shot
the
your
fight.
shot. Yeah.
We don't have that, and I was like, that'd be dope if other content creators did that too as well, especially the bigger ones. So that was
That's a
my
dope.
way of like adding that to, you know, to the community.
That's a dope idea. I guess just to messy things up a bit. You think Lewis? See, I keep thinking about Lewis or Lewis because of your video, but Lou, you think he's a little scared of the debate between you and him?
After I made that video, whether he watches it or not, I definitely put the pressure back on him. So now he's running if he doesn't respond.
But bro, you realize you
That was my
could
whole
just
point.
like
That was
DM
my
him,
whole
right?
point. He's like, I went in his comments. You see it in the video. I went in his comments. I said, you know, he knew I was in his comments and he read it. So I'm like, you know, I'll make a video. He's going to see this one way or the other, but he almost has to respond because if he don't, it looks like he's running. So that's another reason why I did it. So you can't hide from me. He has to respond. Otherwise, it's gonna be at some point in time, me and him going, whether that be on a round table or something, we're gonna see each other. We can't escape. So either way, like I said, this puts pressure back on him to say, hey, what's up? Because right after he said that on Protext channel, everybody in his comment was like, oh, who's running now? So I'm like, okay, now I got to put the pressure back on you.
Have you tried DMing him?
I don't have social media.
I mean, I could do it on your behalf if you want.
For me, it's like, why DM him when I can just make this public?
But there's no need to. You can just DM him.
But for me, it's
how
like,
all of us get on our channel.
To me, that's more exciting than hitting them up in a DM. Like, I think that's wild.
Bro.
Like, okay, like I want to, like, you know.
But like at the end of the day, it's as simple as like, I mean, it might you know take a while because he is a busy man. But like, if you DM him, get the ball rolling, and you'll probably have him on your channel sooner rather than later.
This is the thing. That's another thing I want to clear up because it kind of pissed me off because people keep saying I'm clout chasing. That's my first video I ever made about Louie T on my channel. As if I'm chasing him or something. Some people say, what does he gain from this? They think I gained something from, I'm trying to gain something from like debating him. I'm not gaining anything. I like the cut. I don't do collabs on my channel.
But
X Tim, X Protect. I specifically say I don't do collabs.
Yeah.
I do this like when I'm doing with you because I enjoy doing it and I like doing this stuff. Like that. I'm not here for that. Get somebody to subscribe to I don't care. I do that on my own. Yeah. My whole point is people want to see me versus Lou, and I believe that'll be fire. And that's the reason why I want it. No other reason.
Okay, call me Nazi Winfrey because I got another question for you. So why okay, if this isn't deeper than just him being on your channel and stuff, why did you, I would say, or some people out there would say, slight him by not having him in your top 2, top 3 content creators?
And that's what people don't get. Like I always say, and that's why I specifically explained it in the beginning of my video. I said it's projection. I'm projecting out going into the season based off of what previously what I've seen from last year and how guys post and things of that nature, how it's going to be throughout the season.
What makes you think Louie T isn't going to be top 2?
No,
top
he's not going to be more active than me and Tim. No.
You sure about that?
I bet any amount of money he won't.
You sure about that?
I can promise.
Are you accounting for not just the quantity of videos, but how long the videos are? Are you counting for that as well?
You can do that. I mean, you can count for how long it is, but he's not going to be as long because, like I said in the video, me and Tim work together. We literally do 3 games in one day: 1 to 4, 4 to 8, 8 to the end of closing. He does not do that. He does one straight.
You said Washington content creators, right? I'm assuming as in like
well,
content creators that cover Washington, like in terms of like your content, your coverage of this team, like you're ranking these top 10 creators. That's what I assume. Maybe others out there as well assume that way.
Yeah.
Is that what you were going with? If that's the case,
going in, I don't think he's gonna be more active than me and him. I don't. Because
covering this team.
Cover this team? Yeah. Because you gotta think, he covers other stuff too. He only has one show on Washington. The other shows on everything else.
I mean, but again, if you're accounting for how long is
He doesn't drop any videos. He's not even going to come close to dropping as many videos as us. Not even close. So that's why I say trajectory.
Man.
I'm just saying. And also numbers would probably factor in how the sub count or whatever the case may be. He could very well, and this is going into it. Like, I'm going to make another one by mid-season, then the end of the season. Like, that list is not going to stay the same, obviously. But this is just, to me, going into the season, the trajectory, projection. Like, how the NFL does it. You look at teams and like, why the heck is that team? Why is Dallas ranked 5th in Vegas? For what? What do they have? You see what I'm saying?
But unlike Dallas, Louie T is proven though. This man is a proven content creator in our community. I think universally, huh?
He's at 3. That's not bad.
Okay. All right.
I would, you know.
All right.
Even if you want
any last words? Okay.
Even if you want to switch me and him, he's not going above Tim. I'm not doing it. He's not the streamer Tim is. I'm sorry. When Tim does his streams, there's nobody more active than Tim, and no chat, no live is more active than Tim's. It's just not. I can't put nobody above Tim because I can't do it.
Okay. Shout out to Tim, friend of the channel as well. Now we're getting into the Commanders talk. So first up, what were your thoughts on the announcement by the team that they have 2 versions of a fight song for this team to go with for the 2022 season and really moving forward? What are your thoughts on the 2 variations of the song, whether you like one over the other, and just the general idea of literally using the old fight song but just replacing a couple words?
Honestly, I haven't even heard the fight song.
The newer ones?
They had one. I didn't even know they had. I mean, I seen Juan posted some video, but I didn't look at it because I'm like,
okay, maybe about the newer ones. You're talking about the newer ones, right?
Wherever fights new song we got, I ain't hear it.
Wait, you know the old one though, right?
I know the old one, but the new one, I don't know nothing.
So I mean, I could pull it up for you, just like not just for you, for everybody who's watching and stuff. But yeah, I voted for the first option. Let me bring it up. Hold on 1 second. All right. I'm trying to get up the JP Finley tweet. That's where I first saw it. Okay, so the first option, Hail. Let me see if I can actually split screen this for you guys to see as well.
Yeah, that's better right there. I don't know why you don't just leave it like that anyway.
Okay, hold on 1 second. Share screen. Okay. All right, can you see it?
Yeah, I can see it.
Okay. All right, so first, so there's 2 options. This is option 1. Hail to the Commanders, hail victory. Fight for our Commanders, fight for all DC. Run our pass and score, we want a lot more. Beat them, swamp, one touchdown, let the points soar. Fight on, till you have won all of Washington. Rah, rah, rah. Hail to the Commanders, hail victory. Fight for our Commanders, fight for all DC. Okay, that's the first option. Second option. Tell me which one you like, Chris. Hail to the Commanders, hail victory. Leaders on a mission, fight for all DC. I mean, do I have to go further? Like,
Give me one, because first of all,
there you go.
We ain't got that many leaders on this team, so let's just get that out the way. Leaders, no, because if we suck and if we have leaders, we have too much drama going. No, fight for our Commanders. That makes the most sense. Fight for our because if we suck, we constantly fighting anyway. So fight for our Commanders makes sense if we suck. Fight for our Commanders makes sense if we do good. So I take the first option.
Yeah, I think to play devil's advocate here. So I think a lot of people were They just didn't like the fight for repetition, like fight for our commanders, fight for old DC. Remember how it was like Braves on the warpath, which I'm guessing has Native American ties, so that's probably why they took it out. But like fight for our commanders, fight for old DC. You don't think that's a little repetitive?
Yeah, kinda. Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
I mean, you could have just leave commanders out of it. Just put help
Yeah.
victory, fight for. Just put something else right there.
Well, I mean, you need a third.
Just
You need a
the
third
old
line.
song. Like you keep the old song. Like forget it.
Keep
Just
the old song.
at this
I mean,
point.
to be honest, Pedro tweeted out that saying like under JP Finley's tweet saying I can actually pull it up. I think it was got a lot of likes. Yeah, we all know what we're gonna actually say. But for the organization, I mean, I honestly thought hail to the Commanders, hail victory. Never, well, hail to the Commanders, hail victory. Never surrender. Fight for ODC. I thought that worked better, but I don't know if you have thoughts on that. Yeah, because it kind of goes with the hail victory, never surrender, fight for ODC. I don't know. And commander, surrender, but what do I know? What do I know? That was my idea.
You could have added another little rhyme scheme to it.
Yeah. The biggest thing though for me, which bro, I don't know if the organization is trying to go like way too PC, but like so I don't know if you remember the last 4 lines, right? Hail to the Commanders, hail victory. I'm sorry, right here. So this right here, fight on. So you have won all of Washington. Do you remember what was?
Why not just put Sun? Why not just
Sons of what? There are people saying inclusivity. Bro, we're talking about the players. The Sons of Washington part is representing the players and only the players. So why is that? What is offensive about Sons of Washington? I don't get it. I don't get it. It's just
keep
that was my biggest thing. I'm like, I get how they had to change the third line, right? I get that. I do. But like, what like why change Sons of Washington? All of Washington? Why? It's just doing too much.
All of Washington. That's the Suns too, anyway. So you might as well put Suns there.
I know, and people are like, nah, inclusivity. But I'm saying like, I mean, it's referencing the players, so I just don't. It's not like it's referencing like the coaching staff and like the fan base. It's referencing the players, like the original song. But I don't know. Young OG Nick. I don't know if it's a new trap fight song. Just win, please. I mean, I know Rio talked about how they should come up with and not just Rio, a lot of people come up with a whole different song with a go-go beat. I don't know thoughts on that, but scrapping the old song altogether.
I mean, they wanted to keep some part of the Redskins, so
yeah.
We'll have a fan meeting.
Brush the four. Yeah, Brush the Four. I mean, it's kind of saying the same thing. Come up with a whole new tune. Sorry, Bob, if it was bugging. I hope it's okay now. But yeah, man, that was the first bit of news I wanted to talk to you about because that took Commanders social media by storm today. But obviously, there's other news to talk about with this team because again,
some crazy
players, coaches reported first day training camp 2022. Ashburn, Virginia. And I'll have a couple of videos coming up for you guys, so just stay tuned to that. But with our training camp discussion, first order of business, what are your thoughts on JP Finley reporting and now it being official that Chase Young is starting on the pup list, as well as I believe Chase Roulier and Logan Thomas, to name a few?
They're not important right now.
Oh, right now. Okay.
We don't need them. I mean, like I said it, like we don't need Chase till like week 5. We really don't need him till week like 9. Well, I guess so. We don't really need him like till week 9. Like Chase, he can have at it. I'm not worried. And then Logan, we don't need him either, right? And then Roulier, okay, fine, whatever. we plug in whoever there. Like I'm not worried about these guys. Let them sit down, let them rest, let them do what they need to do to get healthy. Bring them back for the stretch run, so we can make some real noise.
The stretch won't matter if we went to bed early on in the season without these players, though. Without a Chase Young, without a Logan, like it won't matter. We said the same thing last year. Oh, if only we could get to the divisional part of this schedule where we play 5 or 6 divisional games. If only we could get to that part, we'll be all right. But like, what about the rest of the season?
This is a totally different team.
Totally different. You sure about that?
We got new players. We got players coming back. It's a totally different team. Like
totally
different. Well, I don't think we need them.
Like, how is this defense different than last year?
I don't have no faith in the defense either because
you just said the team is
because of the free safety position. That's why I don't believe in the defense, primarily because of the free safety position.
But my question here was off of what you said, or based off of what you said about how this team is completely different. The defense is not completely different. It's pretty much the same.
I mean, I'm talking about as far like we got new players.
Okay.
And you got players coming back. Key.
Again, the defense is pretty much the same, bro.
Yeah.
I mean, you replaced Tim Settle and Matt Ioannidis with Darian Mathis.
Yeah, for Darian, we'll see with him. To me, like guys like Saint Goat, that's a huge
Saint who?
Saint Goat, that's what I call him. That's a huge, big deal coming back.
Like Juan Godo?
Goody.
Or Juan Goody, yeah. Sorry.
Yeah, but that's a huge, big deal.
I saw that.
Because to me, he's going to emerge as cornerback 1. So, I mean, like I say, the defense, that's you riding on potential pretty much. That's what but I don't really have faith in that defense until I see a free safety back there, honestly.
Yeah.
But I think they can hold up enough because the offense should be able to protect them.
Yeah. And Negro Jones, I mean, I think that's also what Chris is getting at. Pup list during training camp doesn't really matter. It's really the pup list doesn't really start mattering until games are played and stuff. But I don't know. It's kind of worrisome because I think Logan Thomas and Chase Young are not going to be ready come week 1. And unlike Chris, I think that's a big deal, or should be a big deal.
Here's the thing I think with Logan. I think Logan he gonna take a step back. He gonna be tight end too by the end of the season. And I got Cole Turner taking. I think Cole Turner could be a top 10 tight end. Now, he's not gonna be in 5
without blocking.
To me, yes, without blocking. Nobody care about blocking.
He could be a top 10 tight. Nobody cares. What about George Kittle?
That's different. That's George Kittle. He's not. He don't need to be.
TJ Hawkins.
He's gonna be somewhere in that 9-10 range. He ain't gonna get anywhere above that. 9-10. That's where he gonna be at. Zach Ertz don't block. Darren Waller don't block.
TJ Hawkinson, George Kittle. I named you 2, arguably top 5.
Kyle Pitts don't block. Right? We don't need you to block. Just go out there and catch the football. That's what we need him to do. And that's what he's going. And Mark Andrews is decent at blocking.
Decent.
Dalton Schultz
decent.
Don't block.
Mark Andrews?
Hey, decent.
He's not decent. He's better than decent.
Okay, I mean, hey.
It's a huge reason why
Dalton Schultz don't block. Animal. Like David Njoku don't block. Pat Fryermuth don't block.
Njoku's overrated. I still to this day don't understand how he got that contract.
He is overrated. But
what was it, like 14, 15 million a year?
You don't need a block.
Red Wings 01 says here the only real loss of Landon Collins. We don't know who we're facing yet. I mean, yeah, Landon Collins is technically still on the market. I mean, there's been talks about the Commanders going after Anthony Barr at linebacker. I don't know if you have thoughts on that you want to share on the stream.
I don't want a linebacker.
You don't want a linebacker?
I said this multiple times on my channel. I say, listen, Derek Forrest, Percy Butler, Boyd McCain, plug them in Landon Collins' role. That's where I want them. They'll excel there. Use their speed and athleticism, coming down here.
Percy Butler?
Yes, I want them down in the Landon Collins' role and rotate them to keep them fresh so that their weaknesses cannot be exposed and use their athleticism to your advantage. Why go out and get an old
feet,
Anthony Barr?
6 feet, 194 pound Percy Butler at linebacker.
You having him come down here? Yeah. Why not?
Tone, appreciate you, bro. For joining the chat, for joining the stream.
Well, he ain't nobody ain't Cam. But you use their athleticism, you put them down in the box. That's why I want them. And Anthony Barr is an edge. I don't know. He's an edge.
No, he's not. No, he's not.
An edge.
He's never
skill set
been
is
an edge.
edge. His skill set
No,
is
he's not.
edge, which is why he never lived up to
Bro,
his draft stock.
He's not an edge. He's an outside
linebacker.
linebacker. He's not an edge. He's never been an edge. He's outside linebacker. I mean, the most sacks he's had in a season is 4 sacks, and that was his rookie year.
He's an edge.
He's always been an outside linebacker. He's an outside linebacker.
He is
not
an
edge is a defensive end in a 4-3 and an outside linebacker in 3-4.
He's an edge. That's what.
Right.
What I'm trying to tell you is he is better used as an edge. Him coming here as a linebacker does nothing for us.
What pass rushing
now
skill has he shown that convinces you
that you're telling me that you're bringing him here for Chase Young until he gets back? Then I have no problem with it because he can be better.
He's not an edge. He's not an edge.
That's his best skill set as an edge. He's not a good linebacker. He's not. I'm telling you, he's not. He's not.
I mean, with the way you're going, I mean, Landon Collins could be used as an edge. Like, he's not an edge, bro.
He's an edge. He's better utilized as an edge. I'm telling you.
He's never been used as an edge in his entire career.
Which is why he's a bust.
Okay. All right. I mean, he went to the Pro Bowl 4 times in 7, 8 years. I don't think that's a bust. He went to the Pro Bowl in 2015, 2016, 2017, 2018 as a right linebacker, according to Pro Football Reference. Not an edge, bro. All right, with the defense though, So, I mean, I want to poke the bear a little bit. I want to get more into your thoughts on Chase Young. What you said, he essentially doesn't matter for 6 weeks, 9 weeks of the season.
Who we got the Jaguars?
You're talking about the number 2 overall pick in 2020. It's not going to matter for the Commanders.
We was better. We got better without him. Now what?
So essentially, what you're saying, he's already a bust.
No, what I'm saying is we were good without.
That's what you're saying.
I'm saying we were good without him.
Bro,
we'll be
you're telling me
for like 5 weeks.
We don't need. But Chris, you're not listening. You're telling me that we don't need the number 2 overall pick in the entire 2020 draft. A mere 2 years later, we don't need him to win games. And you're telling me
win the first
essentially that he's a bust.
No. We need him for the stretch run. We don't need him now. That's the difference. That's the problem with Curtis Samuel. They think we needed him badly, but look what happened to him.
No, I mean,
we don't really need Chase Young right
QB style. It's play style. Taylor Heineke. I mean, he does have a noodle arm. I mean, it's kind of hard to stretch the field.
Man,
when you're limited at QB.
You want to blame.
He's a bust. Say it.
Who?
You, Curtis Samuel?
No, he ain't a bust. I never been a guy that kept saying Curtis Samuel injury prone. I would never say that because just because a guy get hurt 1 year, that don't make them injury prone. He was just hurt 1 year. It was unfortunate. If anybody was wrong, it was Ron Rivera coming for keep pushing him.
Still was kind of.
I think Curtis Samuel is a freaking animal, and I think he'll be a freaking animal for us this year.
So, do you have a stat prediction?
Huh?
Do you have a stat prediction for Curtis Samuel this year?
I'll give him 600 yards receiving, 300 rushing. Like
that's animal worthy.
Yeah, because his plays gonna come in explosive chunks.
That's $13 million a year worthy.
And on top of that, he's a clutch player and he makes big time catches. So yeah, it's gonna be worth it. But when you have Terry out there, his numbers not finna like what? Terry's gonna eat more than all of them.
This is a passing league. A lot of teams are going to use 3 safeties a lot this year. Mark my words, Nanti, Jeris. Yeah, I mean, I could easily see that. All I'm saying is Percy Butler would not be playing linebacker for us unless he bulks up.
And that's
You
exactly
cannot have
why.
a 6 feet, 190-pound linebacker.
That is exactly why I do not have no faith in this defense. Because Ron Rivera wants to stay Percy
How is this a
Butler.
completely different team than last year? I still can't get over that fact. I mean, literally.
Because of the D freaking line. I believe they're
How
humble.
is it completely different?
I believe they're humble. I believe they're hungry. And I believe
Says the guy who literally said we don't need Chase Young.
We don't need him right now.
Essentially,
That's what I said right now. Like, you make it seem like we need him for these first 5-6 games. We don't. We're playing the Lions and the Jaguars and the Eagles in Dallas. What do we need him for?
Bro, we are also Washington. We can never take
that's the problem.
Team lightly.
That's the only one in the fan base that keep thinking that way. I'm thinking.
How am I the only one? I'm not the only one. There's a lot of people out there.
You're also Washington. I'm not. Listen, I told you. I told Tim.
Still Washington. You can't take.
I'm an optimist this year. Okay. I believe.
You were optimist last year too. I was a realist, and I predicted 8 and 9, and we got to 7 and 10.
First and foremost, the D line, the defense didn't show up. We know none of us expected the debacle, but that they would have.
I mean, I thought they would progress. That's why I said 8 and 9.
If they actually did their job, that season goes differently. But and that's Ryan Fitzpatrick is trash, so let me not even bring him up. I'm glad.
He's trash now. I heard a lot of fans, including in our content creator community, hype this man's up last year.
I didn't. I was the one crying that we gave him $10 million for no reason. So
it's up to them. Appreciate you for joining. Miles Austin, we'll get to your comment shortly. Red Wings, F.A. Obata can step in the first few weeks, so we need Chase Young when the Packers roll on. Man, so a lot of people just think, we can win a bunch of games first 4, 5, 6 weeks of the season. We don't need Chase Young.
Yes.
Interesting.
We still got my boy James Smith-Williams, who I love a ton. And like I say, the D-line is ready to go.
That's without Chase Young.
Yeah, without him.
For the first, you said,
I
think you said 6 first or 4 first, and then you said 9.
First 5.
Okay. Man, a lot of people. Okay. A lot of people keep saying, Jaguars EZW, Lions EZW.
We're gonna blow the Jaguars.
Eagles EZW. Okay, bro.
By 21.
I think we'll beat the Jaguars, but I mean, I can easily see the Jaguars winning. Like, I'm a realist when it comes to this team. I'm not gonna. Huh?
What you gonna say if we blow them out?
I'm gonna be happy. What kind of question is that? Of course I'm gonna be happy.
You need to change your tone after that. After the block we whooped.
I'm not gonna change any tone. I need this team to win games. I need this team to actually use the hype that this fan base oftentimes gives this team, unworthy hype, and like for them to actually use that hype and execute on the field.
They're going to execute.
How do you know that?
I believe in them.
What in recent memory?
I believe in Carson.
Memory, like 30 years.
In Carson, and I believe in Terry. That is what my hope lies.
This is a fair take, Red Wings. Same. I want Chase Young to also be healthy, but that doesn't mean we're not going to feel the effects of not having Chase Young for
I promise you we won't. I promise you we won't. We got.
I have that as a number 2.
Look, I got a schedule right here. We got the Jaguars, the Lions.
I also agree, Big Simple. But that still doesn't mean Chase Young, like, if he is the guy that a lot of people think he might become this season, he might have a breakout, then, like, we cannot go 5, 6, 7 weeks in the season and think that, there won't be any effects of no Chase Young in our defensive line group. Like, Abdullah, look at Abdullah, official Kirk. Guys, I'm telling you, the content is coming. I got some videos, and Abdullah's hinting at one of them, but let's move off of the Kirk Cousins stuff. I do want to get to Miles Austin comment here because we talked about Curtis Samuel. Well, we can talk about Terry right after this one, but what are your thoughts on Jahan Dotson? What kind of season we expect to see out of him this season. And
Did you see that Pedro video?
yes, I did.
You know which one I'm talking about, right?
Yes, I do. I want your thoughts though.
I was in a car or I was at work or something when I seen that. If
Mhm.
there's one team, if there's one player in that team that believes that, they should be cut. They should be cut. That's idiocy. That's stupid. That's dumb. This guy is in OTAs cooking Kendall Fuller and running routes against air. And all of a sudden, he's better than a guy who's jumping 6-7 feet in the air, coming down on his neck for a ball in double coverage.
Well, I mean, I'm a Terry stan, but like, I mean, we said the same thing about Terry in 2019, in the 2019 offseason, when we literally didn't even see him much in the preseason.
Terry. I didn't even know him.
I mean, I did. I thought he was going to be really good. Like, after all the reports about how, man, we might have something.
He ain't going to be better than Terry McLaurin, okay?
How do we know that? I don't think it's going to happen, but you can't be for certain. Just like you can't be for certain that, Carson Wentz is going to change the fortunes of this team just because he wants
him to change the culture. I can be for certain because I'm the guy that likes to do that.
How can you be for certain, bro? What are you relying on? How can you be for certain? Last year?
Watch and learn.
That's not.
At the end of the day, there's
a difference between projecting and being. You literally, your words were, "I can be for certain." You cannot. You can't.
I can be for certain. They're gonna prove me why I'm gonna be for certain. Watch what I tell you. This is what the fans do. Y'all let Ron Rivera hype y'all mind up just for you to be disappointed. They put
I let Ron Rivera hype me up.
Hold on.
I literally just spent a good 2 minutes.
Hold on. I'm talking to everybody else about this Jahan Dotson thing. Y'all let him hype y'all minds up just for this dude to not reach expectation because he could never reach the expectation. Y'all keep saying he's this. Y'all keep
you want to hear my expectation? Before
y'all did it with Jamin.
You want to hear my expectation? I didn't. You want to hear my expectations?
But it's fans out here who thinks it's fans out there thinks Jahan Dotson is a top 10 receiver already. Literally.
Well, I mean, again, that's almost as crazy as saying I am for certain that Carson Wentz is going to change the fortunes of this team. But
when he does, I want you to come back and say I was right.
No, bro, you're not listening to what I said. You said for certain. There's a difference between saying I think he
I'm
will
saying for certain. If somebody actually proves me right, then I'm right.
Bro, you're just lucky. Like, based off of the past, how can you be for certain?
I told you because I foreseen this.
I agree. I agree, Brandon. But listen, you didn't even listen to my expectations for Jahan Dotson. I think Jahan Dotson, again, I'm going to have a full video about this, but I think Jahan Dotson is going to be a very good player for us. I think he might get into the 700, 800 yard range, especially with us having 17 games. I think he might get to double-digit touchdowns, maybe a little bit less, maybe 7 or 8. But I think he's going to be really good for us, and he's going to have a really good rookie season. He might have the best rookie season out of all the rookie receivers that were drafted this year. I can easily see that. I'm not going to say for certain he will be the best rookie receiver. I won't say for certain that he will be a game changer in our offense. But I think he has all the traits you want out of a starting receiver in this league. And I think him and Terry are going to be a formidable duo for years to come.
Do you think he'll ever live up to the 16th overall pick?
Yes. I think so. I will not say I am for certain.
So so you do realize that means he has to be a top 10 receiver?
No, that's wrong.
Top 10, top 15. He has to be that.
He can be top 15. I think he can be top 15 eventually in his career.
And that's worth the 16th pick.
Yeah. Why not?
You draft players like that in the second round.
No, you don't. Top 15 receiver in the entire NFL? Bro, you realize that his comp was Tyler Lockett, right? You realize that his comp was Tyler Lockett, right?
He ain't no.
No, I'm not saying my comp for him. I'm saying a lot of people on NFL.com, I think it's Lance Zierlein, if I'm not mistaken,
who a receiver
made an egregious mistake on his offensive rookie.
A receiver who's going to give you a consistent 600 to 700 yards a year.
Whoa. I didn't say he's only going to give us 700, 800 yards per season. I said in his rookie season, he's going to give us 700, 800 yards. I can see him getting to 1,000 in year 2. Really, even
So-
year one,
So
But-
for you,
17 games.
so you see him being a 1,300 yard receiver.
I don't know about consistently, but I can see him one or two seasons in his career, maybe getting to that
When he
mark.
was not worth the 16th overall pick.
Why not?
You only give me 2,000 yard season out of your entire career.
No, 1,300-yard seasons. I can see him
That's it.
having several thousand-yard seasons. I can see him being a Pro Bowler. I can see him doing a lot of things. I can also see him not panning out. But like my prediction is that he's going to be a good
There's
receiver
no way.
on this team for years to come if he stays healthy, and he'll be a good complement to Terry. Why is that out of the ordinary to say? Bro, you act like every top 15 pick is worth a top 15.
You realize what Justin Jefferson is, right?
Oh, you're comparing Jahan freaking Dotson.
That's
Justin
my
Jefferson.
point.
Justin
That's
Jefferson
my point.
to the top
You
three, top
picked
four
him
receiver in
at
this league.
16. So what you're telling me is he is just as good, if not better, than Justin
Bro,
Jefferson.
how
That's-
often
that's
do you
what
have
you're telling me.
receivers in the late first round do what Justin
That's what
Jefferson has
you're
done in his
telling
first
me.
few seasons?
You, bruh, even you didn't want
First
Jahan Dotson.
2 seasons. On day one! Did you see my video literally the day after? Or my recap? I literally said stop sleeping with the draft class and use Jahan Dotson as my thumbnail, bro. What
So
are
you
talking
wanted
about?
Jahan Dotson at 16. That's what you wanted.
On draft night, I was confused, like many fans. But then when I actually started reading up on his draft profile and watching his film and actually seeing, what sort of things he could bring to the
So you
table
bought
for
into
offense.
it.
Yeah,
You
I
bought
did.
into Mama Vera.
I'm not-
and them.
Not scared. No, I did not. Hold on. I bought into Jahan Dotson being a good receiver for us. That's what I bought into.
And I agree.
You won.
I think he can be, and I keep saying it. I think he
You're
can
saying
be
so.
solid.
After all that, you're saying I agree.
I'm saying he can be a solid player, but he'll be a bust. That's what I'm saying. He'll be a bust. He'll be a solid player, but he'll be a bust. That's it. You can be a solid.
Bro, I gotta
player,
bring
be a
you
bust.
on. I gotta bring you on more times on this channel, bro.
That's a
This
fact.
is
Can you not be a
entertainment.
solid player and be a bust? Jadeveon Clowney is a bust, but he's a solid player, which is why he's still on the team right now, and he got 9 sacks.
So what
last year.
would Chase be? Not a solid player and a bust? Like, what
No,
would Chase
because
be?
you can't call him a bust because he got hurt last year.
So how are you gonna call Jahan Dotson a bust or
Because
projecting him to be a bust?
because he's never going to live up to that pick.
Why not?
No. He
Why
has
not?
to be CeeDee Lamb, or he has to be Justin Jefferson. He has to be
You can't be
that.
that? You can't be CeeDee Lamb?
No, heck no. He ain't CeeDee.
Okay. All right. Okay.
You crazy? And listen,
Okay. Everybody
not-
got screen record that.
CeeDee's a dog, but
Mhm. A dog.
heck no. You wouldn't trade for you.
CeeDee
if-
Lamb barely got 1,000 yards last year.
If,
I'm not
I mean,
mistaken.
Amari Cooper. Okay, whoop-de-doo.
Amari
Like,
Cooper?
what?
Amari
Amari
Cooper.
Cooper.
Amari
Yeah.
Cooper.
Yeah,
Talking
Amari
about
Cooper.
2021 Amari Cooper.
Yeah, Dalton Schultz. He
2021
had
Amari
Cedric
Cooper
Wilson.
who got 865 yards. A grand total
Come
of
on, bro.
865 yards.
And he had Cedric Wilson sharing the load with him, and also Dalton Schultz. Come on, bro. He ain't. You wouldn't
This
swap
man said I think
Jahan
he's gonna be a
Dotson.
solid
No,
player
let me
as a
ask.
bust.
You wouldn't swap Jahan Dotson for CeeDee Lamb right now.
No. Why would I do that? You haven't even seen Jahan Dotson on the field yet. How can you say that when we haven't even seen a rookie year Jahan Dotson? Also, I can't believe we're 44 minutes in, bro, and we had a discussion about Jahan Dotson in this.
So you saying that Jahan Dotson's better than CeeDee? That's what you're saying.
No. Oh my. Bro,
So
you're
why
putting
wouldn't you
words in
take?
my mouth?
Why wouldn't you
Based
take
off of nothing?
CeeDee over Jahan Dotson?
I don't know. We haven't Jahan Dotson yet. How can I say I'd rather take CeeDee Lamb over a guy that I don't know
He won't be. He won't touch.
You know-
CeeDee Lamb.
how hyped he is right now? But like, what are we talking about? You cannot compare any first-round receiver really to a Justin Jefferson or even a Jamar Chase top
That's
off.
what he.
Bro.
That's what you're drafting him to
Who's
be.
Justin Jefferson? That's rare. A 2020
Okay, so what you're
he's
telling
picked
me is
a
you're
receiver
drafting a
hitting
guy to
out.
be average at 16.
Remember Josh Stockton? Wasn't he also in the 20s or late teens? I think. Okay, but all I'm saying is like, bro, it is rare to have a guy drafted late first round just be absolutely spectacular. I mean, Justin Jefferson, does he have a record for most receiving yards first 3 seasons, something like that,
This is
or
my
first 2
thing.
seasons?
You're drafting him to be average.
No, I'm not.
So
I'm drafting him to be a very good receiver for us.
You're
I
drafting
think
him
he
to be
can
a top 10 receiver.
No, top 15.
I'm not drafting.
Not right away,
I'm,
but
not,
I think
I'm
he'll be top
sorry. You're not getting my pick at 16 to be no top 15 receiver.
Okay,
You're
who
not.
did he want at
I'm not
16? Who
picking
did he want at 16?
anything but him.
Tell me. Give me players. Give me players.
Who was available? I'd have took Traylon Burt before I took him. I'd have took who else they had on that board. I'd have took a corner before I took him.
So you tell me Traylon Burke has to be a top 10 receiver for it, or about top 10, top 12 receiver for his draft.
I think he could be. I think he can be. You know, no, I'm talking about that particular moment in time. Anything but him. Huh? You could justify taking Traylon Burks at 16. You cannot justify taking Jahan Dotson.
Why, bro?
You can justify taking Jahan Dotson.
I'm gonna get into my video, but bro, didn't he have like almost 1,200 yards and like double-digit touchdowns last year?
A guy that's supposed to go to the second round.
Team for a Penn State team. No,
you could have traded back and got him again.
John, are you sure about that? You sure about that?
Yeah.
You sure? Trade back how far back? How far back, Chris?
You could have traded
back. Second round? That's a lot. To the second round, I don't believe that.
You could have traded back sometime somewhere in the mid-20s. Got him.
Possibly. What? But if that's their guy, if he ends up being
don't be like that's
why?
That guy. You know, bro.
Why?
No, because if it was you in that room, you're not taking him, and you know it.
Well, I wasn't in that room, and I'm also not a GM. I'm not
okay then, but you knew you wasn't going to take it.
Has
and
film
you knew exactly why you
a film of every collegiate player available to him. I'm not one of those people, and none of us are any of those people.
I'd do it. Well, I'd do it. Let me see the picks right quick.
Film of every single collegiate player that was in this draft class.
Oh no, I definitely do a good, you know what I mean, bit. We could have got Trevor Penning. I would have been fine with a tackle. Who else? Tyler Lindenbaum. I would have been fine with that. Devin Lloyd. We needed a linebacker. Why not take your linebacker?
What gives you more faith, bro? What gives you more faith in those guys over Jahan Dotson?
Because it's something.
Because one NFL analyst said he was a second round pick. Is that why?
It's something that we need, and we can justify it.
We needed a receiver. What do you mean something that we need?
We didn't need Jahan Dotson.
Why not?
At 16, that's a reach. What do you?
Why? Because a couple of experts out there
I know why they did it. I know why they did it because Drake London did not fall to 11, which I'm mad about. I know why they did it. That was their first choice. That was the smartest thing they ever did.
Exactly.
Was having at number 1. Drake London was your number 1 receiver. Thank you. You could have just took Chris Olave at 11.
I believe. Let me say this. I don't care. This might be a hot take. I don't care. Jahan Dotson. I'm higher on Jahan Dotson than Chris Olave.
You're gonna look crazy after the season.
Based off the opportunity, the skill set.
You're gonna look crazy.
Sorry. How am I crazy?
You going to look crazy?
Chris Olave done that Jahan Dotson hasn't done?
Chris Olave is better than Jahan Dotson.
Going into the NFL offseason, huh?
Better than Jahan Dotson.
Why?
He's just better than him.
Because he was drafted higher?
No, he's just better than him as a receiver.
So you're telling me Josh Stockton is better than Justin Jefferson?
Jahan Dotson.
Because he was drafted higher.
He's better than him.
No, Josh Stockton is better than Justin Jefferson because he was drafted higher.
No.
I'm using your
I never said he was drafted because he was drafted higher. I'm saying Chris Olave is just a better receiver than Jahan Dotson. Like,
why?
Period.
Why?
Skill set, everything. He's just a better receiver.
He also has a slighter frame. I feel like he doesn't have in terms of route running. Okay,
let me say this. Jameson Williams has a slighter frame, but he was your number 1 receiver.
Jahan Dotson plays bigger than his size.
Slight frame.
Jahan Dotson plays bigger. No, he was my number 1 receiver because of speed. At some point, speed is the name of the game. A la Tyreek Hill.
So Olave has speed. He ran a 4.26.
But he's not as fast as a Jameson.
Okay, that's fine. Then he still ran a 4.26 and runs.
Hey, listen. I'm not saying that Chris Olave, like you said about Jahan Dotson, will be solid in a bust. I'm saying Chris Olave will be a very good player. I'm saying Jahan Dotson will be a very good player. But I think Dotson has the potential of being a better player, and that's not even a hot take. I mean,
that's fine. That's fine. You can say that.
That's crazy.
I ain't gonna argue with that, but I'm telling you, you're gonna look crazy because Chris Olave is going to light the league up.
Also, another thing that you're forgetting is that we not only did not take Olave for Dotson, We also got Dotson, and I got a couple of picks later in the draft as
so
well.
a couple picks later, we got Federian Mathis and Brian Robinson.
Mathis could
and
be
Percy
something.
Butler. That's what
Brian
we
Robinson,
got.
I am high on. Brian Robinson was the guy before I got around on John Dotson. Brian Robinson was my favorite pick in the draft. And he's kind of, I mean, he's probably my second favorite pick right now. Oh, you're not high on Brian Robinson either?
No,
bro. And you get mad at me for saying we're going to go 9-8, bro.
But the first 3 picks that we chose
disrespecting your draft class.
Well, wrong. Well, horrible. Those guys would never.
And you still think we're gonna win double-digit games?
And you know what? Y'all can clip this. Those guys will never live up to where they were picked. End of story. Ever.
All 3 of those.
Our best draft pick.
You're talking about
Sam Howell,
almost 4th-round pick in Brian Robinson. You're talking about an almost 4th-round pick in Brian Robinson because it was a compensatory pick.
Never live up to it. You could have got him
5 or 6 picks away from 4th.
You got him in 5th. In the 5th.
Okay, but I'm going to use your rationale against you. All the draft profile said he was going to be a late 3rd round, early 4th round pick.
Hey,
so sure we could have got him in the 5th?
For me, I wouldn't have took him anyway. If somebody would have took Brian Robinson early, I'd laugh at you.
All right.
You're taking a bell cow back as a second string in the 3rd round.
I'm glad that you're doing this. Spoiled, that's everything. HCTC, how do you look at the Dotson tape and think this dude will only be a 600-yard receiver? It makes no sense. Appreciate you, HCTC. I don't know, man. Remember, Chris is also a guy that said Terry McLaurin was the best receiver. I will never forget that. You said he was the best receiver in the NFL last offseason.
I don't buy that hype. Because I take everything into consideration, unlike you guys do. But
you guys?
That's neither here nor there.
You go into alligator water using his logic. No, I know his logic is flawed, but I'm only using it to use it against him. Arthur, allow me not that way much better than Dotson at all. I mean, their draft slot shows that. The way people view them shows that as well going into the draft. I mean, I don't know. I don't know, Chris. I really don't know. I'm trying to get to something that we both might agree on, though. Let's see. So, okay, let's talk about, since we talked about Brian Robinson, what are your thoughts on Antonio Gibson this season? Do you think he's going to be a very good player for us as well?
He's going to be way more than a very good player. He's going to be what I know he could be. Right?
Which is what?
A superstar. That's what he's going to be. Like, everybody got, most of the players on our team has a chip on his shoulder. He has one of them. Like, he hears y'all, the fans, running y'all mouth about him. He's going to go out here and he's going to dominate. Because he tired.
Can I say something? I'm stuck in a difficult place with Antonio Gibson because, I mean, literally, right, I would say when I was doing my 2020 draft review, that was like one of my first videos on the channel. I said I said Antonio Gibson can be an Alvin Kamara type running back for us. And part of me is like, oh, you know what? Nazi. I mean, with the stats, with the production, I mean, you're kind of on the way of being right. Then there's another part of me that like sees everything beyond the stats and sees how it wasn't just the fumbles that he had. It was the fact that most of his fumbles came on our side of the field and were backbreaker type of plays for us that caused, us to go down by a lot of points in multiple weeks of the season, caused Gibson to be benched a couple of times over the course of the season. So I don't know. I guess I just wanted to convey that to you, Chris. I guess I'm in a difficult situation when it comes to my Dotson or Gibson analysis because, I mean, while yes, I can see what you see in him being a future superstar in this league, and his stats kind of show it. I mean, he was 6th last year in rushing yards in the entire NFL, something like that. At the same time, he needs to get his fumbling issue correct. And also, bro, I get it. Against the Giants last week of the season, his vision was spectacular. But are we going to forget the fact that his vision is still not up to where a top 5, top 6, top 7 running back should be? You disagree with that? You sure about that?
I don't think his vision is actually a problem. I really don't.
Really?
I just think a lot of times he tries to dance too much instead of just hitting the hole. I don't think it's
okay. But
because when he really wants to, he's gone.
But when we're talking about top 5, top 6 running backs, I believe you're splitting hairs.
Forget top 5, top 6.
The
He has
best?
that kind of potential. Yes, he does. He has that kind of ceiling. But will he reach it? Like I say, I don't know because I don't know how we're going to use him. I don't know if they're going to feed him enough because of all the weapons on this team. But what I do know is his potential is through the roof. And I don't think fumbling is an issue as everybody else thinks.
Well,
Like,
it will be initial.
like that's
if he
just like
continues it,
saying
it won't
like
be if he doesn't.
a quarterback can have his worst year throwing. Oh, he's just an inaccurate quarterback. No, he just had a worst year throwing. Like that's the same thing with his fumbling. He had 1 year. He had one bad year fumbling. Now everybody, oh, he has a fumble. No, it was one bad year. No one said anything his rookie year. So shut up about the second year. Not talking to you specifically, but fans should shut up about the second year. Say, okay, he's going double back. Third year, he's going to be fine. Like, you can't just put a stigma on somebody because they had an off year fumbling. If that's the case, if somebody threw their highest level interceptions in one season, but all the rest of the seasons he never did it, oh, he's always turning to put football over. No, it was just one bad year. One bad year. Lay off him.
That's fair. All I'm saying is that another hot take. I think Byron Robinson is going to lead this running back group in rushing touchdowns. I think he's going to be the goal line carrier. And fantasy owners, beware when drafting Antonio Gibson this year. Also, another thing to keep in mind. This also hurts J.D. McKissic as well. Carson Wentz, over at least the last couple of years, has not been a quarterback that has targeted his running backs out of the backfield. He likes to air it out, which I like because you got Curtis Samuel, you got a Jahan Dotson who's not going to be a bust, and you got, in my opinion, and you got a Terry McLaurin as well. Air it out, right? But at the end of the day, when it comes to running backs, Antonio Gibson, I mean, right? Everybody loves to talk about how he was a former receiver in college and how we're going to make use of his receiving chops. But, like, I mean, you think we will with Carson Wentz at quarterback?
Yeah, the guy's too dynamic.
You know, Jonathan Taylor didn't even get a lot of receptions out of the backfield last year. And he's a pretty good receiver as well.
Who?
Jonathan Taylor. Yeah. With all of his rushing and stuff, leading rusher in the NFL, he did not get that many.
He's a runner.
So,
he's not really a pass.
No, he can catch, bro. Jonathan Taylor can catch.
I'm not saying he couldn't catch, but that's not his game.
What's up, Pedro?
Yeah. I'm glad you did because I was just about to say something to you, so you must have read my mind. That's exactly who he is, Simple. That's exactly the way I view that dude.
Who? Oh, Brandon Jacobs? Brandon Jacobs was solid. What are we talking about?
Yeah, that's why I said I view Brian Robinson. You want to say he's Derrick Henry.
No, I don't.
That's
bro.
You, I believe.
Where did Derrick Henry come up?
That had to have been you. I think it was.
I literally said I think he's going to lead this team in goal line touchdowns this year. That has nothing to do with Derrick Henry.
You said he was Derrick Henry. I think it was.
No, I didn't.
That said that.
I promise you I did not say that.
And I believe it was you. That
was not me. It might have been a guest on my stream, but it was not me.
Somebody said Derrick Henry. I don't know.
I never said he was going to be Derrick Henry.
Somebody said Derrick Henry.
I never said he was going to be Derrick Henry. I said he's going to be a thumper. He's going to compliment Antonio Gibson very well. And I think he's going to steal a lot of goal line.
He can be a Jay Ajayi. He can be a Brandon Jacobs and Ahmad Bradshaw. That's who I believe he can be.
Speaking of running backs, so Chris, I do want to mention this. Chris Carson, yeah, he did retire. It's kind of crazy. He's only 27 years old. All the injuries, neck injury, serious one he had last.
I was like, that he was tired, but he hurt his neck, so he said, you know what, let me go ahead. And he was right to do that, but, you know, I mean, he was injury prone too, so I mean, but salute to him. It was time to go anyway.
I mean, salute to him. 7th round pick, and was pretty productive for the Seahawks over the last couple of years when healthy. But yeah, big simple. Pedro Wheelet. Okay, last question for you, Chris. This has been really fun. I'm not gonna lie. Hope it's been fun for you as well. Two questions. One, what is your record prediction for the Commanders this season?
11-6.
So after all that dogging of the draft class,
listen,
you guys see what I'm working with right now.
Let me make this clear because people keep thinking I'm hating. I'm not saying they can't be solid players. I'm saying they will never live up to where they were picked. They're never going to do.
So how does that make this team 11-6? How does that make this team
be a solid
4 games better than last year?
You can be a solid player and not live up to where you picked. That's a fact. They will never. Fedarian Mathis needs to be the 5, 6, 7 sack guy. He's not that. He's not. He's a backup in the second round. Okay, not gonna live up, but they're going to be solid. Not if you were to how I viewed it. I took away the draft and I said, okay, these players are here. And I just put it in perspective. Okay, let's say we sign these guys off the market. We got some solid players. That's the way I look at it.
Percy Butler at linebacker.
Oh no. Now him and Landon Collins roll because we run a 5-2 anyway. I'm saying in certain packages, you plug those guys down in there in certain packages and you let them use their athleticism. That's what I'm saying. But I don't want another linebacker because we're not going to use him anyway. So what's the point?
I think you mean second round HTTC. Pedro, yeah, I'm annoyed. Well, not just by this. Pedro, all of you guys who are just joining now, please click rewind. Go back to the beginning of the stream. Chris has been talking reckless, and I've had to check him.
And you want to be so funny? I'm gonna see every last one of y'all coming in my comments and say you were right. And I'm gonna laugh too. I'm like, I know I will, because it happens every freaking year. I say something, oh, that's outlandish, and then it happens, and then people come to my comments and say you were right.
Yeah, see, I mean, Big Simple agrees with you, Chris, but Pedro, oftentimes, I would say outside of the Commanders, we're not necessarily always on the same page. When it comes to Commanders, man, we're pretty much in lockstep. He says 9-8, 10-7, and he says 10-7 if we get a linebacker. I agree. If we get a linebacker like Anthony Barr or somebody else who's on the market, I don't know who. Whatever happened to Alexander Johnson from the Broncos? I think he's still a free agent. He was actually pretty good.
What's that boy named Quan?
And all this talk about Madden, over the last couple weeks, I think he was an 83 on Madden last time I checked at linebacker. I know that doesn't really matter, but I mean,
I got us in at 11-6. Y'all can be.
Okay, my record prediction right now, as of July 26, 2022, is 9-8 for this team. Again, context: 2020, I predicted 7-9. We were 7-9. 2021, I predicted 8-9. We were 7-10. This year, I'm predicting 9-8. We'll probably fall in that range. I don't think Carson Wentz is an improvement over Taylor Heineke, but people, without getting into my videos again that are coming up, Carson Wentz, stop overrating him. Stop overrating him in this fan base. I promise you, on March 9th, I believe, March 9th, I believe, is when we made the trade for Carson Wentz. On March 7th, everybody was roasting this man.
Listen,
you know what the difference was?
I never said it. I was the first person. Asked Tim. I said Tim.
That was the only difference.
I said Tim. I would not mind having Carson Wentz on this team. And
I'm
Tim
not
was
okay.
right there with me saying, you know
Chris,
what? I agree. So when
Who else
Carson Wentz balls out, you need to get on your channel and you need to give him a public apology and you need to issue him.
I don't need to give him an apology.
If I need to give him an
apology, no. If I need to give him an apology, all the Jonathan Allen haters out there who said, "Oh, he should have been the first guy in a lot of trade offers on this defensive line. He should have been the odd man out of this defensive line rotation last season." He needs to make an apology. You
already know how I said about Jonathan Allen. You already know how I feel about him.
Oh,
so you already know how I feel about him.
You realize that most of his fan base had him in trade packages last offseason.
I still do.
I was literally, you can look back at the tape.
I always tell people, if they traded John Allen tomorrow, it wouldn't bother me. It wouldn't. As long as it was for somebody. I'm not a big John Allen. I'm not, because I don't see what other people see. I don't. He's inconsistent. Okay.
That makes sense with the thinking Carson Wentz went
this year. We'll see what he has. But when Carson Wentz does what he does, you want to know how I know you crazy? And I'm going to bring it up. You didn't even want to bet $50 that I say he will win the MVP. You ain't want to bet that. So you're writing what you're doing is you'll say, "Oh, if Carson Wentz balls out, I will be happy." You right now, stick to your guns. Don't try to sit here and backpedal.
Chris, so Pedro, I think he's overhated among. Well, no, I'm not going to use that term, but I think he's slighted by some people in NFL media circles. I'm talking about this fan base is overrating Carson Wentz just because they're wearing gold glasses. That's my theory. That's what I've gotten from comment section. I love the supporters of the channel. I love everybody for all the support over the years. But I'm keeping it real here. Like, people have talked themselves into Carson Wentz when literally on March 8th, 2022, we were roasting him after coming off of what he did with the Colts last 2 games of the season.
Don't say you. Say y'all.
Like, I'm keeping it a buck. That's the truth.
And I'm saying that he's going to be in the
MVP
conversation.
Everybody's kumbaya, huh?
That's what I'm saying. He's going to be in the MVP conversation, and Naughty at DMVSportsZone will issue him a public apology saying, I was wrong about one Carson Wentz. That's what you're going to say. That's the bet. If he's in top 5 MVP voting, I want you up
why
here.
would I? No. Stop. You try to be slick, Chris. Why would I apologize for my take on Carson Wentz when you haven't apologized for, one, what you just said about Jonathan Allen, and two, what you did say about Jonathan Allen and how he should have been the first guy out in this defensive line rotation? And I know a lot of people thought that way. I remember seeing the comments. I remember seeing the tweets. Oh, Jonathan Allen.
I mean, we only
should be the
feel
guy
that
that's
way
traded.
because
He has a lack of
DeRon
production.
reaches potential. I mean, that's easy to say when Javon doesn't reach his potential. Like, come on. I'm not gonna say I'm wrong about Jonathan Allen, because I'm not. He's just
Yes, you
inconsistent.
are.
I'm not as
Oh my
blind
God.
as other people are.
He was arguably our best player. Period. Last season, he was arguably our best player.
That's
Period.
hilarious.
Last season.
That's laughable.
That's hilarious.
That's
Outside of
laughable.
Terry, who else?
That's
Last season.
laughable.
Outside of Terry,
He
who
wasn't
was
better than
Jonathan
Cam.
Allen? Oh, bro, now you're making me. Oh,
He's
I don't
not
want
better than
to do it
Cam.
because I'm a huge.
He's
fan.
not.
Stop.
He's not. Cam is arguably the best player on the team. Like, let's be real. Teams game plan for Cam Curl before they even think about Jonathan Allen. Jonathan Allen is not thought of before Cam. He's not even thought of before Montez, and he's not even thought of before Chase. He's like the 4th guy they think about. Like, let's be real here. Like, you like don't just be a fan of Jonathan Allen. I keep it real. Like, you bugging right now. You tripping. Cam Curl is the best defensive player on this roster. Period. It's not even close. Not even close. We talking about Jonathan Allen, who gets, 2 sacks in the first quarter against the Giants, and then we don't see him for the next 3. Like, get out of my face with that. Like, everybody want to say, he got 9 sacks. Sacks are... He said it himself.
For Jonathan Allen, this is literally the reason why I said last offseason he should not be the odd man out. And actually, I predict a 4-year, $72 million contract. I don't mean to give myself a pat on the back or anything. But my thoughts on, I said 17 million or 18 per year, to be fair. But my thoughts on Jonathan Allen is he's an interior defensive lineman. He put up, 9.5 sacks last season. For him, it's not just all about sacks.
Bruh.
It's about pressures. And even last season,
pressure?
2020,
What?
he was very good. He was top 10 in pressures, I believe. He was a top 10. He was a top 10 advanced metric defensive lineman going into last season. And in last season, he actually put up the sacks that matched his,
Please don't.
his
Those
other
stats
production.
are not real. Trust me. You can skew stats to make them look any kind of way you want. If you watch the tape, I encourage every human being, watch 93. It is not what they say it is. It is not. Because I watch him every time. I say, no. What are you doing? No. If he's getting so many pressures and hurries, why can't everybody else get off? So, no, he's not. I don't want to hear that. He's getting double teamed. Why can't DeRon get through? Why Tez ain't eating? Why Chase couldn't eat? Don't give me that. He getting hurt. He's not getting nothing. He go up in there, he get a sack here or there, and then he disappears for the rest of the game. I'm not giving you that. That's inconsistent. No, I'm not saying John Allen is trash. I never said that. All I said was he just need to be more consistent, and y'all get mad at me. Like, what? I just said he's more consistent. He got 9 sacks.
How did this conversation go from?
And also, John Allen has yet to have a signature game or moment. So don't come talking to me about Jonathan Allen. Please. Name one moment and game for Jonathan Allen. I will wait.
Did he have 2 sacks in a game last season? 2 or 2.5 sacks.
That was in the Giants game, and he did nothing for the rest of the game. So let me
Nothing.
ask you
You sure about that?
Nothing.
Nothing for you, Chris, is sacks. No sacks. That's
No,
what nothing
my
is.
thing is when you went in a game, you see that player's number consistently. He flashes off your screen. He's constantly disrupting. I see Chris Jones doing that. Jeffrey Simmons doing that. I see those guys doing that consistently. They flash off the screen. Jonathan Allen doesn't continue to flash off the screen. He disappears throughout quarters in the course of a game. You'll see him one moment, and the next moment after that, you don't see Jonathan Allen. He's not.
He actually had
that.
2 sacks against Green Bay, and they actually have a solid offensive line.
Green Bay.
Yeah, 2 sacks against the Giants, you're right, and 2 sacks against Green Bay. Solid offense.
He did nothing else in
Even
that
without
Green Bay
Bakhtiari,
game
I
outside of those 2 sacks. Prime example.
Disrespect, man.
You can't do that, bro. That's all.
Thank
I'm
you,
saying.
Arthur.
That's
Thank
all
you,
I'm
Arthur.
saying.
Thank you, Arthur.
I don't care about.
Thank you,
He got a Madden. So we saying Madden rate. I don't care. Madden rating. Is
No,
trash.
it's not just Madden rating. In terms of how people around the league view him.
I don't care about
Jonathan Allen.
Jonathan Allen is not a top 5.
That makes sense. That's why you think Carson Wentz is going to lead us to 11 wins.
Not. He's not. I'm sorry. Turn on the freaking tape. It's not. You don't get brownie points for getting 2 sacks in the first 5 minutes of the first quarter, and then you do nothing throughout the entirety of the game. That's not impressive. You had a horrible game. That's a terrible game. That's not good. Y'all give him brownie points for that, though. I don't. We view the game in 2 different ways. I hate it when y'all do that. That makes me so mad. A guy get, and I see Ed Oliver doing it. Shout out Ed. Y'all always do this. A player get a sack here. John Allen had a sack. He balled out. No, he didn't.
I never.
I'm just saying. I said Ed Oliver said he had 1 sack during the game. He said John Allen had a sack. He balled out. No, he didn't. Sacks don't mean you balled out. If a player get a sack, 1 sack in the first minute of the first quarter, each and every game, and does nothing for the rest of the quarters in 17 games, he has 17 sacks.
Jonathan Allen doesn't just get sacks. He wasn't in the Pro Bowl just because he got sacks. He's been a Pro Bowler and really an all-pro
because he got the sacks.
Defensive tackle, not just because he gets sacks. He gets a lot of pressures as well.
If he gets a lot of pressure, why can't other guys get through?
Did you not see 2020? What happened in 2020 when everybody else was eating? 2021, everybody was hurt. Montez Sweat. I mean, obviously,
now everybody hurt.
Now everybody hurt. No, the personal stuff. Chase Young was hurt.
He's getting hurt. The quarterbacks got all day.
Thank you, ATCC. Come on. I need some support in the chat, man. Bro, this is ridiculous.
I'm not thinking about that.
Bro, I thought my guy Corey was the biggest hater of Jonathan Allen, bro. I think I met.
But I can't see the quarterback back there doing dancing.
Or enemy, I should say.
Making reservations, and the quarterback back there making reservations, but yeah, he got top 5 in pressures. No.
Yeah, I agree. I don't even think I saw the comments, but apparently Ron said it's not being played out. No, it's definitely played out.
Oh yeah, he's lost his mind. He's lost.
I still think we're going 9-8, but I also have it going to the playoffs.
Let me say this: if we do not make the playoff, we need to win a playoff game. If we don't make the playoffs, Ron Rivera needs to be fired immediately. Get clean freaking house. It's no way in the world you have a schedule like you have everything mapped out for you. If you do not make the playoffs, you have lost you're getting fired midway through. Forget towards the end. You getting fired midway through. There's no way you don't make the playoffs this year. It's impossible. You need to be in. You don't go get a $20+ million quarterback and hit your cap space, do all this extra crap, lose draft capital just to come turn back and say it's not a playoff or bust. You have lost your mind. You don't get to come here and tell me you're going to sell me on Jahan Dotson that you had to move back for 16 when you had Kyle Hamilton sitting there. No. This is playoffs or busts. You've lost your mind. And I'm glad you mentioned because now I'm gonna make me a video.
Chris, guess what? He's not the only one that's lost his mind. Pedro Smith, I swear, they won 7 games.
You a hater.
I'm not a hater. Says the guy who literally said the top 3 picks essentially are not going to live up to the draft hype after saying literally nothing from them.
They're not.
To start their careers. All right. I rather they win 3 games to 7. Get me Bryce or CJ.
I don't want either of those dudes.
I said the same thing about the Wizards. I'll say the same thing about the Commanders.
I
I
don't
mean,
want either.
if we don't make the playoffs,
First off, oh my gosh. I actually had the liberty of watching. I actually cover college football. Those guys are not what y'all think they are.
so you should know better about John Dodson if you cover college football.
Yeah, I do, which is why I didn't want him at 16. Exactly, over Chris Olave and these other dudes. He was dead on my list. Dead. Yeah, George Pickens. You didn't even pick it. Well, I know why they didn't pick him because of his attitude. Ron likes. He likes softies. That's the problem. He likes soft guys with a good heart, which is not a bad thing. So let me not. But you get what I'm trying to say.
Yeah. Okay, I think we agree on something. I think we have to make the playoffs this year. There we go. After it only took an hour and 16 minutes, I think we reached a point of agreement. And this team needs to make the playoffs.
There's no point of no agreement. You're going to put some respect on Carson Wentz's name. And on top of that, what you're going to do, I'm going to give you an assignment. I want you to watch.
Assignment?
90 freaking
I just finished college.
Don't even look at the defense. Watch 93, and you tell me if he's not inconsistent, he ain't disappearing. I don't want you to sit there.
Who is not inconsistent on this team? Even Terry's inconsistent.
He's inconsistent.
Everybody's inconsistent on this team.
That's fair.
Obviously, the levels of inconsistency.
And Terry in the offensive line. Cam, Terry, and the offensive line, those are the only guys that's consistent on this roster.
Man, you really are making me turn against some of my favorite players. Like, I'm Coach Crow, bro. He's like strong friend of the like. You're really making me turn on my favorite players.
In all honesty,
team, man, for the
if you
sake of this
actually
argument.
watched Cam, there's no way in life that you believe that he's
Mr. Terry McLaurin was
best player on that defense. It's no way.
I mean, bro, you're really making me turn against the one guy that I have a jersey of on this team. Terry McLaurin, Sunday, December 12th against Dallas. 3 targets, 0 yards, 0 catches.
Is that his fault?
4 catches for 51 yards the next game. 6 catches for 40 yards the next game. 8 catches for 61 the next game.
I like how y'all do that, though. I like how you do. I hope Pedro's in here, too. I hope he's still in here. I like how
you're making me turn against my favorite players. Terry McLaurin is a top 10 receiver in this league.
Let me educate.
And for the sake of this argument, you're making me do that. You think you're slick. I see your strategy.
No, I'm not slick. I'm gonna educate you. What y'all like to do, y'all like to bring up numbers. Y'all don't like to also factor in the situation and what's happening within that. Y'all don't ever do that.
Says a guy who said Jonathan Allen wasn't all that last season.
Look at his quarterbacks won.
Says a guy who said Jonathan Allen wasn't all that last season.
It
didn't account for the injuries and COVID and personal issues on the
there were nights. Hold on. There were nights me and Tim stood up after games watching film of Terry McLaurin running wide open. That is Scott Turner and the quarterback, not Terry. So you don't sit here and tell me Terry McLaurin did this and that. No, that was the head coach's fault, his quarterback, not one Terry McLaurin. But
you can ask people who actually
had Daron Payne and Tez and Chase at some point during that season, and they were trash.
Ask people who actually review film. Look at what Logan Paulson said. Look at what Logan Paulson said.
Oh my, Logan Paulson?
Oh, he doesn't matter. He don't. Logan Paulson doesn't matter.
No, he doesn't.
Former player for this team and current analyst for this team. Actually breaks down
a horrible one at that.
All right.
One who says Drew Lock is good.
Okay. All right.
Logan Paulson.
Man, bro, I'm using so many of your arguments against you. You said context matters when it comes to Terry, but context does not matter when it comes to Jonathan Allen. That's essentially
what is your context when it comes to Jonathan Allen?
I literally just said it. COVID, injuries, personal issues with Montez Sweat, literally ravaged this defensive line last year. We had James Smith-Williams and backup better essentially on the defensive line alongside Jonathan Allen and Daron Payne. Daron Payne wasn't affected. Jonathan Allen literally took this defensive line on his back and forced a lot of forced a lot of pressures. Like someone mentioned earlier in the stream, it wasn't just sacks. Jonathan Allen was top 5 in pressures. I did watch. I did watch, my guy. I did watch.
I think the thing is his sacks are blinding y'all. Let me ask you a question.
There's literally a stat on the screen that's not.
I don't
stats.
listen to stats because I seen stats lie. There's
You
a
look at the
stat that
stats. So what-
there was a stat that
Are you
Terry
gonna measure
McLaurin.
Jonathan Allen's
There
greatness?
was a stat that Terry McLaurin never dropped the pass one year. He dropped 4. So they skew those stats any kind of way they want them to try to make a player look away. I'm not stupid. That's why I don't look at stats. I watch the freaking film myself. Heck no.
That's a caption.
Jonathan
I'm not
Allen.
stupid. That's why I don't look at stats.
Jonathan Allen is inconsistent.
Tag that somewhere.
Let me ask you a question. One question. If a player gets 1 sack and in 17 games, right? He gets 1 sack in 1 quarter. First 5 minutes of a game, 1 sack. He has 17 sacks, right? He did nothing in all those other quarters. Should he make it to the Pro Bowl? Is he a good player?
G-Man. Hold on, G-Man. No, he's that's exactly what he said. He literally said I would trade him tomorrow. How is that not saying that he's not really
That's
good?
not what I said. I said if they, I didn't say you traded him. I said you try to be.
No,
I said if they
stop
traded him
the cap.
tomorrow.
Take off that cap.
I said, hold on, let me say this. I said if they traded him, I said if he were to be traded.
He said if they were to trade him tomorrow, I wouldn't care. That's essentially what you said.
That's exactly what I said. I said if he were to be traded tomorrow, I would not care. That's what I said. It would not bother me at all because I don't see him as a now in the locker room. I believe we'll miss him. On the field, we can replace him. Personally, he's really not what y'all think he is. Like he really isn't. He had 1 supposed breakout year. He was inconsistent through that. Like no, bro. No. If they said John Allen got traded, I'm on my channel making a video like, hey, what did we get for him? Like, I'm not, what? We got rid of $72 million too? Yeah, I'm
Louie T, you're next. You're next. You wanna face this right here. Right here.
I don't know who Louie is. I don't even know who Lois is. Because that's who it is until I get a response. Lois. Come on, Rod.
Last question.
Because he over
Last
here
question.
right now.
Last question. What are you most excited to see out of training camp from this team? You can name me a positional battle. You can name me a player. You can name me storyline. Huh?
Not really excited for training camp. It's not going to tell me much, to be honest with you.
For an 11-16.
It doesn't matter. Like last year, training camp really didn't do nothing for me because it's training camp. Really, once you get out there on the actual field against a different team, then I can really see what you are and what you have and what you don't. Because you're playing against players you're going to see in practice consistently throughout the week. But I mean, I think if the question was like, what would I be more intrigued about? It'd be the tight end battle, and really that in the free safety position. Because I'm praying that Jeremy Reeves win. Because if he don't, we're screwed. So that the tight end battle to see if John Bates can take a step. If Cole Turner could truly be that tight end one, and can Samus Reyes?
No, whoa. If you said he could be a top 10 tight end in this league,
yeah. So
he will be. He will be.
I think he has the potential to be a top 10 tight end, and I think he will be because I think they're gonna use the crap out of him because Logan's not here. So technically speaking, he is the tight end one because don't tell me John Bates is a tight. John Bates is a tight end one. We got problems. And also, Antonio Gandy Golden has a shot. So that's another reason why I'm looking. This is his last chance. Can he emerge? And I don't like Antonio Gandy Golden. So don't try to laugh me out. I'm saying he has a shot. I want to see what he can do at tight end. And I know he's not going to make the team. But still, it's interesting because he can do something here or there. And they possibly can give him a spot. That's all I'm saying.
Roger Smith. Cole Turner is the move tight end. He isn't blocking anyone. Beats his tight end one. The Rams would take John Allen and pair him with 80 if they could. If he ain't that good, they wouldn't bring much assets back in return in a trade. Make it make sense. Arthur, you are goated, my friend. Everybody in the comment section is goated. I'm not gonna lie. I'll say it. God, Chris, I know won't care about this. Probably the most fun stream I've ever had. So appreciate you, Chris, for giving me that opportunity. Appreciate you for coming on, bro. We dived into everything. If you guys want my thoughts on what I'm most excited to see on training camp, I know I keep plugging these videos, but I mean, I gotta do it. I gotta catch up with this stuff. So make sure to check out the video soon to come. But bro, Chris, appreciate you for coming on. You talk reckless, it's my guy, but I plugged your
and guess
your
what?
YouTube.
Don't worry. Like I say, give Carson his respect when he do what he do. That's all I'm gonna say.
All right, give John his respect, not when he does what he does. I mean, right now.
If he's consistent,
it's time.
I will.
It's past time.
If he's consistent, I will. I have no problem with that. You gotta be consistent though. Shout out Lois.
Okay. All right, guys. Please make sure to like, comment, and subscribe to the DMVSportsZone channel, where I like to post fire content like this as much as possible. Also, follow our Twitter page at DMVSportsZone, Instagram page, all lowercase DMVSportsZone, TikTok at DMVSportsZone. I hope you guys clip a bunch of parts of this video. And if you guys did not watch from the beginning, please rewind. This was very fun. Get your popcorn ready because Jeris Corner. I always try to get the old name in. Jeris Corner versus Louie T will happen very soon. So
I'm gonna rebrand my channel. I'm not changing my name or nothing.
Again?
I'm not changing my name, but it's a reason why I'm doing it. You'll respect it. You'll understand what I'm doing. And I think it'll help others too. And I got some real great videos coming out. So y'all please stay tuned for that.
Go sub them up.
Which I think you might. I don't know. You won't comment on it. I know you won't comment on it.
Chris, and yeah, likewise. I will look forward to your videos, and I know you'll look forward to what I have in store because I know you'll agree with every single word I say. But with that being said, Chris, thank you so much again for joining.
Lois, that's
Louise. That's Louise.
Lois.
Come on, that's
his name.
Respectful. But anyways, again, thank you guys so much for watching. We'll end it here. Make sure to go sub up Chris for some more reckless content. But he is a great entertainer. He is a GOAT content creator in our community. Go sub him up. I feel like he should have more supporters than he currently does. He's well deserving of all the support that he already has. And yeah, I know I understand that. But everybody go support him. Good content creator, but more importantly, good person. And bro, appreciate you once again. Please, shout out to everybody who joined. Roger Smith, Big Simple, G-Man, Red Wings, Arthur, Abel Doku, everybody. I have Pedro Smith, can't forget him, HTC, and Lockstep, Van Negro Jones, everybody for joining. Appreciate you. I'm sorry if I forgot anybody. Freddie Lee, Tyron Johnson, Patrick West, Young, OG Nick, Russia 4, Bob Esther. I said Big Simple, I think. Tone, everybody, Miles Austin, Tim, everybody. I think that's everybody. Abdullah, Dorgan, Tone, Crandon. Oh my gosh, this is a lot of people joined the chat tonight. Appreciate you guys for joining. Spoil after does everything, and see you on the next one. Peace.